Heading to the desert with our friend from Sunset Station Sportsbook. That's Chuck Esposito. He's going to help us break down what Vegas is feeling about these NBA Conference Finals. We'll start with the Western Conference, Chuck, where the Warriors are huge favorites in tonight's Game 2 versus the San Antonio Spurs. Of course, Kawhi Leonard not expected to play, so that obviously is playing a role in how this line has been set. How much has the line been affected by the absence or the perceived absence, the expected absence of Kawhi Leonard?
It's been about 4 points or so, Tyler. With Leonard in the lineup for Game 1, Golden State was a 10.5-point favorite. Without him in Game 2, the number sits at 13.5. It's been as high as 14 or 14.5. Even without Leonard and without Parker, it just seems like such a big number for a San Antonio team that is still a veteran team and knows how to play. But giving up that 25-point lead and losing Leonard, can they come back from that or not? I think there is some value with the Spurs, but again, a really, really tough spot for them to be in against Golden State, who doesn't seem to really get pumped up until they're down 10 or 15 points on a nightly basis. But, again, about a 4-point difference with Leonard in or out of the lineup.
And with that big number, who's getting the majority of the action? Are people riding with the favorites, the Golden State Warriors, or with that big number, I think people thinking like you, maybe there's some value with the Spurs?
Well, it has come down a little bit. Like I said, it was as high as 14 or 14.5, so you did see a little action on the Spurs at that price. So you just don't know how they're going to react. You would think with a pop coach team that with that many points that you could stay within the number, but having that big first quarter lead and giving up that 25-point lead in the second half, God, you just look at Golden State, and they're so good, and just everything points to Golden State and Cleveland looking at a third time on a collision course in the NBA Finals. So we'll have to see, but it does seem like a lot of points, even without those two guys in the lineup for the Spurs.
All right, if you're curious about the Eastern Conference Finals with those Cavaliers Chuck just mentioned and the Boston Celtics after they took down the Wizards in Game 7 on Monday, please search Chuck Esposito and find that conversation waiting for you on demand with your favorite 120 platform.